It's me. Welcome to a video. Today we're going to talk about school lockdowns because, fun thing to talk about, I guess. I don't really have a reason. I just thought it would be like a good idea. Just thought of it, while I was in school. So, we recently started school again, and, when you start school, you get all the talk about the drills. No, I've never played Galaxy before. Let's see. So you get to talk about the drills, and there's like the fire drill and the tornado drill. You guys all know them. The fire drill, you go outside, and the tornado drill, you go in the bathroom and like try to hide from the tornado. I guess, I don't know. I've never paid attention to anything but the lockdown drills, and it's because the lockdown explanations, they're very interesting. Let's say interesting. Basically what happens is, you talk about lockdown drills, what you're going to do in a lockdown drill, and then you talk about school shootings. Like, you just talk about school shootings, for a while. Like, that's, so, I have 8 classes this year, right? Like, the semester, whatever, the thing, you guys know what I'm talking about. So I have 8 classes this semester, right? We got a lockdown talk in all of them, and we got a school shooting talk in 2 of them. The school shooting talk is always my favorite part, because you know what they do? They, like, analyze school shootings, and they're like, yeah, this happened. So, my career development teacher was the one who gave us the most interesting school shooting talk. Why am I so bad at this? Guys, I need help. Basically, we were in class, and she was like, okay, you guys need to get a job as soon as you turn 14, and then you need to get a car, and then you need to move out, and you're not allowed to go to college because we don't want you to go to college anymore, because it's expensive, and you don't make any money. Yeah, so, and then she was like, okay, now we're going to talk about school shootings, and like, are we in a Onision book? Like, honestly. What the, okay, I'm skipping this one. Can I skip this one? I don't care. Next one. Yeah, it's too dark, oh my gosh. Why do I blindness? Okay. That was smart. Anyway, she was like, okay, now we're going to talk about school shootings. So she was like, okay, so the first major school shooting we talk about is the Columbine school shooting. And an interesting story about that, I once complained to my mom about being bullied in school. And I'm bullied in school because, gay. But my mom was like, you always wear your coat, you look like a Columbine shooter. And, like, no one cares. Like, no one doesn't like school shooters. Like, so many people in my school have threatened to shoot up a school. Like, last year, there was an 8th grader, I think. It was, like, December, and, like, he posted a TikTok with, like, a gun in the mantle, the song Pumped Up Kicks playing, classy, I know. And he was like, stay safe tomorrow. Yeah, and no one cared. Cause like, we all knew him. We didn't think he was gonna do anything. And like, yeah. His name was Aiden. He was just kind of a coward, you know. He wasn't gonna do anything. So, no one cares. Like, I tried to explain it to my mom. I was like, hey, no one cares. Like, I'm guessing if I was a school shooter, and I was a straight guy, people would probably like me more. You know. But that's way off topic. So, my career development teacher, she was like, okay, so, that's the first school shooting was the Columbine shooting. And there were 2 shooters, and they were, like, working together, and then they killed a bunch of people. Oh, also, another thing, if I was a school shooter, people wouldn't bully me. Like, you wouldn't, like, who would bully a school shooter If you bully a school shooter, you're gonna end up dead. This video's gonna get taken down. But no, I swear, it's normal. Yeah, so, I was saying something, probably. Yeah. So, you know, if people thought I was a school shooter, they probably wouldn't have bullied me. Well, you know, kids are mean. Anyways, then she was like, okay, so now we're gonna talk about Sandy Hook. And, well, yeah. So she played, like, a 10-minute long video of one of the moms of one of the kids who died at the Sandy Hook shooting. And it was sad. It was very sad. And then she was like, okay, now we're going to talk about Parkland. And Parkland only happened like 5 years ago or whatever she said. She was like, yeah, so in Parkland, that's the reason that we leave the doors open during fire drills. So in the Parkland shooting, for those of you who don't know, and I'm probably remembering all of this wrong, because, you know, the school shooting talk was like a week ago. In the Parkland shooting, basically there was a fire drill, and everyone went outside. And then the shooter pulled the fire alarm, and everyone was like, oh, it must have been a real fire. So they all went back outside, and they closed the doors in the fire drills, right? And they went outside, and the shooter came in and basically shot a bunch of people, and they couldn't get back in the classrooms or to safety or anything because, you know, all the doors were closed, and all the doors in schools are always locked to protect us from school shooters. It's kind of funny. American schools are weird. Yeah. And then she told us about the shooting that happened like a few months ago, I think in May or something. I don't know. And then she went on like what I believe was an anti-cop rant. She's kind of weird, but I like her, you know? Like, not many other teachers would be like, cops are useless. That was hilarious. And then she asked, and like, so in the school district I'm in, there really aren't many lockdowns, especially like people in my grade. Like, I don't think any of them, if they've been in the school district I am currently in, their whole school thing, I don't think they would have had any lockdowns. But I have had a lockdown, and that is an interesting story. So, I should make a diagram. Okay, wait, diagram. Yes. Diagram. Okay, we're back. Diagram time. Is the microphone on? Yeah, it is. Okay, diagram time. Okay, so, only lockdown I've ever been in was at a charter school. And a charter school is like a school, except you have uniforms and the teachers are paid less and the curriculum is worse and everyone hates each other. That's how I would describe a charter school. I didn't particularly like my experience at that school. But you know. So the day we had a lockdown, I believe it was a field day. It was like near the end of the school year. It was in like May. I was in 6th grade. So what happened was, hold on, I'll show you. So this is the school, right? School. Across the school is JDC, Juvenile Detention Center. So we were all in school, and let's see. There was like a playground. Well, the playground didn't have a fence around it. Did it? No, it did. It did. But like, it wasn't locked. So, yeah. So, and then here us kids, and we were all having our field day. It was super fun. We were all having it. And then we were going back inside, right? We were going back inside. So we were going back inside. And then my teacher got a call, and she told us to all go back outside. So we all went back outside. We didn't really know what was happening at that point. And so we all were kind of like standing around outside. Like, there's like a little playground over here, and like a hill, and like stuff. You know, You know how schools are. You know how schools are. And basically, we later heard that someone had in the JDC, and they got out. So that's what happened. So they got out, and they were somewhere around here. They were in that general area, around here. I don't know. This is the drawing skills you're getting. So they were in that general area. So they had us go inside, and then they had us come back outside. We were all standing around, and they had us leave the fenced area. So we were all standing in the parking lot, which I don't know why they were having us doing, because they assumed that the person who escaped was somewhere around here, right? So they really should have had us go inside. So it was a lock in, but it was a lock out. So there are lots of kinds of lockdowns. So there's a lockout where the threat is presumably inside, so everyone tries to get out. There's a lock-in where the threat is outside trying to get in, so everyone locks in. And then there's a lockdown where where the threat is in the building, but you cannot get outside, so everyone closes their doors, turns off the lights, and hides in the closet or under the desks or something. I really don't know. I don't know. Who's gonna... Okay, can we just talk for a second about how dumb, that is? Because, who's gonna go into the school that they presumably, the school that presumably has a bunch of cars in the parking lot, and that they probably saw kids go into, earlier in the day? Who's gonna walk inside the school? Wait, hold on. Who is going to walk inside the school? Let's say there's a classroom here, and 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 there's a classroom here. Who's gonna walk inside the school and look in the classroom? The lights are off, and looks like no kids are in there, so they leave. And then they go in here, and no kids are in here, so they leave. And then they go in here. Guess what? No kids. Leave. Here, no kids. Lights off. Leave. Here, no kids, lights off, leave. Oh no, looks like there's no kids here. Leave the building. That's not going to happen. No one's going to do that, because that is kind of dumb. I mean, I know you shouldn't be bustling around the classrooms, but the teachers really act like we're doing something there, we're tricking the person who wants to come in to hurt a bunch of kids and thinking there are no kids in the building. So obviously, they're just going to leave because they're going to think it's a waste of time. Which, when would that ever work? When would that ever work? Because the person who is coming to the building, whatever, I can speak words, has probably had lockdown drills before. Probably knows how it works. You guys all hide behind the desks or in the closet or something. And, everyone is standing there holding scissors and protractors and backpacks and big water bottles, and the teacher's there with baseball bat and pepper spray, and they're all locked in the closet. Because they probably know that, right? So they know the risks. They're gonna come in anyways. Also, side note, that is hilarious. Because the teachers are okay, we're gonna lock the door with a chair. Everyone, you're all going to get out your scissors, your books, your protractors, water bottles, whatever you have on you, your lighters, your knives, if you have them. We won't give you detention if you kill a school shooter. Right. How do you expect to fight against a gun? With, scissors? I'm assuming if a gun was introduced into rock, paper, scissors, it would probably beat scissors. I don't know. Has anyone else ever found that funny? And they're we're gonna lock the chair with the door, and we're gonna lock the door with the chair. I know words. Okay, that's really not gonna stop them. If they are intent in coming into a classroom and hurting a bunch of kids, a chair isn't gonna stop them. Scissors aren't going to stop them. Protractors, water bottles. The teachers who have, like, safety goggles, like the science teachers who have, like, safety goggles, dead frogs in their closet, like, bleach. I don't know. I don't know. Science teachers scare me. That's not going to stop anyone. Like, they do know that, right? Like, they know that, like, that's, if someone is intent on getting there and hurting a bunch of kids, you're not going to be able to hurt someone with a gun. You're not going to be able to fight that with, like, scissors. I don't know. I just think lockdowns are kind of dumb. I was in a lockdown once. No one cares about school shooters. They're just commonplace. Video over. Bye.